process to me. I said what I said. Now, your genuine love, respect, it's the thought process to me. Listen, my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But my content is for the genuine ones only. So save your mind games for somebody else who cares. It's the thought process to be fun to see somewhere else, not over here. Nah, for real, for real. I'm giving a little update as to what my content is about moving forward. And I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones only. You know, I don't worship the devil, and I say that respectfully. I'm on a good God's timing, and I move accordingly. I don't gotta discourage my neighbor, let alone kick them down because of the fact that they're having a misunderstanding day, or they don't know how to self-reflect to get in tune with themselves, or they going through a mindset of they feel like they're lost and they can't be found. And I'm not that type of person to discourage somebody, and I say that respectfully. This over here is nothing but uplifting and nothing but respect. And respect is a two-way street. So if you got malicious intentions and you're trying to discourage somebody at the end of the day, save it for your mama. I said what I said. It's the full process. Me know for real. Have you not been paying attention? Judgment Day is here. And God don't like ugly. You know, it's something about growth and healing and respect being a two-way street. And I say that respectfully. God works in mysterious ways. You know, regardless of my sexual orientation, at the end of the day, I still know how to respect my neighbor. And I say that respectfully. And if I am not for you when it comes to watching my content at the end of the day, all you gotta do is go somewhere else. You don't have to project negative energy this way because of the fact that you're saying how could God possibly favor you because of your sexual orientation. I don't discriminate regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, or your disability, or your age. I know how to respect my neighbor without the mind games, the manipulation, of narcissist behavior at the end of the day. I'm not like everybody else. I'm my own self. And also, being yourself when you come over here. That's all it's about. Be you, without the mind games. Regardless of trauma and trauma and pain was projected within you, or whatever the case may be, you endured that at a child point of view, and you thought it was a norm and it went into your adulthood. That's not what we tolerate over here. And I say that respectfully. Just because you had abandonment issues and that relationship didn't work out for you, it's nothing but positive energy over here. I'm sorry whatever was endured within you from a child point of view and it was the norm in your book at the end of the day, it's not the norm. And I hope one day you find peace within and you can heal mentally to understand that you are worthy and you do matter. But when you come over here, it's nothing but respect. And sometimes when you're not used to someone respecting you, you use that as a tool, as a weapon to discourage your neighbor, to kick them down. And it's so unhealthy. It really is. It really is. And I say that respectfully. It's not the norm, because you will want someone to respect you when you go out into the real world, regardless to what profession it is, a job profession or that relationship you're showing up for, or whatever it is that you're doing with life itself when it comes to your journey. And I say that respectfully. You will want someone to respect you without malicious intentions, without the narcissist behavior, without manipulating your character, lying on you, or putting you in the mindset that you're not worthy of yourself when you are. And I say that respectfully. I'm sorry that someone did not teach you self-control. Someone did not teach you to stay in your lane, to have self-respect for yourself when it comes to the proper self-awareness at the end of the day. I'm sorry that you didn't get the proper guidance and they misled you to allow you to believe, okay, well, I'm going to project what I've experienced because of poverty and pain, and it became the norm. No, it's not the norm. It's not the norm to be your worst enemy and to project that on innocent people, because the enemy sits back and watches you just discredit and destroy your neighbor, and it's so unhealthy. You matter and you are worthy. This is nothing but uplifting over here, and I say that respectfully. You're going to get a laugh. You may just get a cry. But it's all up to you at the end of the day. How you treat yourself when you show up for you. and what's going on mentally within you, if you're your own worst enemy and you have not done the proper inner healing within to show up for you in the most healthiest way, to understand how you believe in yourself regardless of what someone else got going on in their own lane. It's not about them, it's about you showing up for you, because you have to remove that mask to be real with you, to understand your self-reflection, that you are worthy and you do matter. And don't put yourself in competition with someone else at the end of the day, because they understand their faith, or they understand to believe in themselves, to have the self-confidence within themselves, or to understand that, hey, I have the self-control for myself to stay in my lane. Or you don't understand how someone is truly at peace with themselves and they ain't gotta wear a mask regardless of what was installed within them from a child point of view and going into their adulthood being misled and misguided. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with being sexually assaulted as a child, discrimination, hate crime, violence, being sick, dealing with dysfunctional people. Everybody does not show up the same. Everybody's story is different, but it's called respect, neighbor. And be mindful when judging a book by its cover. And I say that respectfully because you don't know someone's walk of life when it comes to their shoe size. And I say that respectfully because not everybody's able to fulfill that size. Just like when it comes to your journey at the end of the day. When it comes for you to, you know what, I've been through some stuff. And I understood that, wow, I am worthy. But how do I find myself to better myself when someone overlooked me? It's a thought process to me. Because we are all not the same. And sometimes you wear a mask for so long, saying that you're so real with yourself, but the whole entire time, and the inside, you just want to cry like a baby. Because you need that hug. You need that support team. You think everybody's around you that's for you. They truly not. They're against you. They don't want to see you elevate. Or you feel like you're around the wrong people that's not seeing your vision when it comes to you becoming your best self vision of yourself. You matter. And you are worthy. And it starts with you. Uplifting you. Showing you at the end of the day, yeah, I understood that my moms and my pops didn't know how to show me what love looks like. I may have had abandonment issues. I didn't know how to show up for that relationship. I may not know how to show up when it came to that conversation, when it came to having self-control or self-respect for myself. And all I knew was pain and trauma and being dysfunctional at the end of the day to go back and forth with somebody because I didn't know how to talk that day. It became the norm of the norm. It's not the norm. Because what happens is you live in your mindset when everybody's away from you and you sit in your own thoughts and you're trying to find yourself to say, you know what? I wish I would approach this situation differently. I wish things would have went differently in this situation. Or then you sit there and say to yourself, dang, if I would have made a different choice, I wouldn't be incarcerated today. That thought process is different. You matter and you are worthy. I am not here to kick my neighbor down. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully, neighbor. I say that respectfully. But you matter and you are worthy. They didn't understand your love language. You didn't know how to express yourself when it came to your feelings, being emotionally available. You didn't know how to express yourself because it became the norm for you to, that's all you knew was to, and walk away and deal with your pain in silence. And only to realize you only mentally hurt yourself moving forward within your journey. Because of the fact that now you have, and maybe you may have good people that's trying to pour into you, that God may be sending into your life, and you shortchanging them because you're so used to the mindset of shutting people off, or you're so used to the mindset of this dysfunctional mindset of, you know what, let me kick this person down because I don't want them to be too close to me. Or then you have malicious intentions towards somebody because you're not used to the norm of people being genuine and their authentic self without having malicious intentions, because you're so used to the mindset of, you know what? Before you shortchange me, I'm going to shortchange you. Projecting your drama on an innocent person. And it's so unhealthy. Everybody's not for us, and that's okay. But understand when someone is not for you. Understand when you're in your own lane. Someone that is truly for you is going to pour into you, and y'all will meet each other halfway, because you know why? Respect is a two-way street. That energy is different. If they're not overflowing your cup as well as you're overflowing their cup, that energy is different. Some people come into our lives for the moment, for a life season at the end of the day. But you just got to understand when when the approach is being approached towards you at the end of the day. Don't discourage someone. Don't kick them down. Don't manipulate them. Don't lie on them. Or don't put them in a situation where you know what? Your back is against the wall. You should have thought about it at the end of the day when it's too late. You got to be more wiser. You got to be more strong-minded, because you have to understand, when you have to self-reflect, to understand the confidence that you need to build within, that you are worthy, because the fact that you need to be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I know who I am today. Because a lot of people are walking around, they don't even know who they are. And that's okay. Is it okay to bother an innocent person? No, it's not. But it's okay for you to go find yourself mentally within. It's okay for you to, you know what? I want change. I want growth. I don't want to be in the same mindset that I've been allowing the norm to be for so long. When it comes to poverty and pain, when it comes to trauma, mentally abusing yourself, not knowing how to show up for yourself, all you keep doing is discouraging yourself. Because someone didn't know how to show up for you. Someone didn't know how to pour into you and show you that you are worthy. Or someone did pour into your cup and you said, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want it from you. And only to realize that God was trying to show you how God was using you that day to show you that, you know what? You keep asking for something within asking for something. You're asking for genuine people to be by your side. You're asking for God to show you who's truly for you. And only to realize you keep pushing God's children away. And only for you to keep dealing with the enemy. And then you become your own worst enemy. Now you're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Now you're putting yourself in a mental state of, you know what, being dysfunctional. Became the norm of the norm, and it's not the norm. It's not. It's not the norm to kick your neighbor down. It's not the norm to manipulate your neighbor. It's not the norm. They allow you to believe it's the norm because the enemy sits there and watch you destroy yourself. When it could be prevented. When you could pour into you and love you and realize, you know what? If I am worthy of me, someone is worthy of showing up for me and meeting me halfway without the mind games, the manipulation, the narcissistic behavior. And you know what? You'll be more aware of yourself. You know what? I can see that you're truly for me. I can see that you're truly not for me. The energy is different. Because when you overlook yourself, you realize, you know what? The people that you think is for you, they're not for you. That's like someone coming into your life. And you got all these dysfunctional people around you. Everybody's lying on this person. Everybody got something to say about this innocent person that just walked into your life. And only to realize they don't want this person around you because you know why? This person is so uplifting. This person is so respectful. This person is not trying to discourage you. This person is showing at the end of the day, you're not used to real. You know when they say, I'm real. No. When you scream so loud about it at the end of the day, action spoke louder than words. The definition of real got misled and mistreated so badly. Because at the end of the day, your poverty and pain don't make you real at the end of the day. It's what you've been through. It's an experience. Being real is outcoming that growth mindset as to becoming your best self vision of yourself. That's real. Not allowing that mentality to just make you dysfunctional, make you sick mentally, physically, emotionally. And I say stability too. When it comes to your finance. Because that's what happens. When you think something is the norm when dealing with dysfunctional folks all the time, at the end of the day, it only stops you from seeing your blessings right in front of you when you least expect it. How you're praying, and you're praying to the good God, and at the end of the day, all you want to do is worship the devil. Because at the end of the day, you're not realizing when God is trying to show you that, hey, I'm pouring into your cup. I'm overflowing your cup. But you can't even identify the blessing because you don't have the proper self-awareness. You allowing everybody else around you to block your blessing. When someone is coming into your life to show you that you are worthy, to show you what you experienced when it comes to certain individuals, that's not the norm. And God is showing you what the norm is, and you're allowing that blessing to bypass you. Now you just missed your bus. And it's too late. You know, there's not another bus coming. That route is done for the night. Only to find out that, wow, that route is done. It has been suspended. So now God has to reroute you a different way to show you know what? I need you to get in tune with yourself to understand that you are worthy. Because that's what happens. When God closes one door, to show you, okay, well, you wasn't paying attention. I'm going to open another door for you. But you got to be more observant and understand what a blessing looks like up close in person. And you're asking for change. You're asking for growth. You're asking to become your best self vision of yourself. You're asking not to be discouraged during your journey, but to show up for yourself, to understand patience, to understand, you know what? I am worthy of change. I am worthy of finding peace within. I understand the wounds that was installed with me from a child point of view going into my adulthood. You know what? It's not going to be an overnight process, but I'm willing to understand the challenges to show up for me when everybody overlooked me, to show up for me when they mentally abused me, to show up for me when they drained my pockets. They took my kindness or weakness. They put me in a mindset, you know what? I got to start all over. And there's nothing wrong with starting all over. It's not. Regardless if it's a relationship, if it's a job opportunity, and I say this respectfully, it's not a crime to start all over. And especially when you choose you. Some people is not meant to be part of your journey, and that's okay. But for you to recognize who you truly are, you got to be able to understand the mirror. Your vision. Your vision. Your vision will only stop you. If you can't see, how can you walk? If you can't see, how would you be able to recognize your faith? How? How you recognize that God is trying to pour into you? How you recognize what a blessing looks like up close in person? And yet understand and walking by faith if you can't see. To recognize that when God is showing you that, hey, that person is the enemy. That person doesn't want you to be happy. That person doesn't want you to be have stability within you. They see so much potential within you, but they want you to be discouraged. And when God shows you what a red flag looks like when a certain individual is not supposed to be in your life, you overlook that red flag. You don't even recognize your faith because you're not allowing yourself to see your faith. You know, you walk by faith, not by sight. But to recognize what you mean, what you say, what you mean, you got to believe it. To recognize you're going to show up for you. And understand the footwork is going to take. It's not going to be an overnight process. But to better yourself, you have to recognize you are worthy. Not to have that victim mentality. Not to have that mindset of being a prisoner and being your own worst enemy. And I say that respectfully. I am not here to kick my neighbor down. I am not. That's not who I am. I mean who I say, and I say what I mean. I'm Nia Jean with love, respect. And I respect everybody, but respect is a two-way street, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. You could disrespect me, try to discourage me, try to throw spell work at me at the end of the day, but trust and believe, I will always remain the same. You could try to antagonize my character, lie on my name at the end of the day. I never switched up. I remain the same. And I say that respectfully. You know, I can only imagine your story. How many people done lied on you? How many people done took your kindness for weakness, mentally abused you, made you feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself, made you feel like you had to start all over, made you feel like, dang, where do I start when I start all over, when I need to choose me? That relationship, it didn't work out. Your moms and your pops, you had abandonment issues, or let alone, they didn't know how to love you. Or you was left in a world where someone didn't know how to love you. And you was just trying to find yourself, to better yourself, not to allow yourself to become victimized, to have to deal with the trauma and the pain, to live in that mindset as to, you know what? I just want to give up. Because how many times you done thought about giving up? It's so discouraging. It makes you so stressed mentally. It makes you mentally sick. Mentally, physically, and emotionally unstable. And you don't want to live like that. You keep asking for the guidance. You keep asking for the proper help. And you keep overlooking yourself because you don't know which direction to turn. So now you're pouring into yourself, going to a substance to make you feel at ease. And all it's doing is making you worse mentally. You matter. You matter, you matter, you matter, and you are loved. You are. You are loved and you're not alone. And I say that respectfully. You know, be mindful and wise as the company that you truly keep. And I say that respectfully. If they're not pouring into you, they're not for you. If they gotta sit here and manipulate you, discourage you, or tell you about somebody else that you never even had a conversation with, and this person's a good person that God is bringing into your life, you gotta really self-reflect to check yourself. Because why is a group of people going against one person? What is that? What is it that they're so bothered about this one person that didn't do anything to you? Because you know what I realized about life, and I say this respectfully, people pick and choose who they want to bully. A person could be nice to this person, but behind closed doors, they hide their hands and they are bullied to somebody else. And then they get within a group of people, whatever case may be. Oh, you not like that. You not like that. That's how real it is. You not like that. You not like that. They not like that. And only to realize that, wow, the mask fell off. The mask fell off. Not only did the mask fall off, but God saw that person's true intentions. When God placed that person in that individual's life, and God saw at the end of the day, you're going to reap what you sow. When that child of God, that chosen one, was put into your life, not to discourage you, not to manipulate you, not to allow you to feel like you're not worthy of yourself, that energy hits different. Because we are all not the same. People are so quick to judge a book by its cover before actually getting in tune with themselves, to self-reflect, to understand their own self-awareness, to understand self-control, to stay in their own lane. Now we are all not the same. Because you know, he say, she say, don't be adding up half of the time. Only to realize, wow, misery loves company, only for the master fall along. And you was shortchanging innocent people to psych them out their thought process at the end of the day. Or their pockets, or their freedom. All because you couldn't take accountability for your actions to mentally go within and properly heal. And you wanted to make excuses why you couldn't show for yourself, to better yourself. But you see someone in their own lane elevating and they willing to choose themselves. It's a thought process to me. We are all not the same. Understanding your smile. Sometimes a lot of people can't recognize they smile. And I say that respectfully. And when you your authentic self, when you're able to be yourself mentally, you're able to mentally go within. To recognize, you know what? I'm not allowing trauma and pain or that temporary situation to hold me back. But I could recognize who I am today. It wasn't an overnight process. But I was willing to choose myself to recognize at the end of the day, I am worthy. I am worthy every minute, every second on the clock to choose me. And when you're able to smile on the inside and the shoulders on the outside, and you ain't got to gaslight nobody, and you didn't have malicious intentions to where you at today, and you didn't have to kick your neighbor down, you didn't have to lie on your neighbor, you didn't have to psych them out their thought process at the end of the day, but you was able to recognize that, you know what? God was showing me better days ahead. I matter. I matter. When they overlooked me, they gave up on me. I matter. And you're able to look in that mirror and recognize when you smile, all those tears you cried out, when nobody was there to hold you or let you know you're gonna be all right. He wasn't walking in your life purpose to recognize to where you are today and what it took for you to choose you. It wasn't an overnight process, but you was willing to show up for that smile, to mean what you say and say what you mean, to be proud. That you at peace with yourself. You ain't gotta wear a mask, but it ain't gonna be an overnight process choosing yourself to become your best self vision of yourself. You can only be yourself. You can't be nobody else. So it doesn't make sense to be in competition with somebody at the end of the day. Try to be like somebody that you're truly not. Especially that's not what God installed within you. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. It's okay to mentally go within. It ain't gonna be an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. So never allow someone to manipulate you, psych your thought process, your feet in your pockets, or your eyesight, to allow you to believe it's gonna be an overnight process when it comes to healing trauma and pain. It's not. It would never be an overnight process. But when you choose you, the energy is different. When they overlooked you, now you're able to see why. Because they wasn't for you. All money's not good money. So be mindful when putting yourself in situations where you're going to be like, you know what, I shouldn't have did that day. I shouldn't have did that day. God forgives you for taking that $20, $30, $40. God forgives you. But to take something from somebody at the end of the day, and then you play victim, you got to get right within yourself. And I say that respectfully. Or for you to sit there and lie on somebody's name and judge a book by its cover because you don't like somebody, because you don't have the proper self-control for yourself, to self-respect yourself, to love yourself, to recognize who you are. And you lied on somebody when it came to a job opportunity because you didn't want them to get that position. Or you lied on somebody because you didn't want someone to be in that relationship. It's numerous of things that people do that have malicious intentions because they see so much potential within somebody. Because at the end of the day, someone knows how to be themselves. And we are all not the same when we project trauma and pain on innocent people. It's a thought process to me. I don't worship the devil. But God has not overlooked you. And God wants you to show up for you so God can pour into you, so you can understand what a blessing looks like up close in person, so you can understand that what a miracle looks like up close in person. But don't hold you back from your gift that God is trying to give you, because you are deserving of it. You dealt with enough. You have. You dealt with enough. And I say that respectfully. Like I said, my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But save your negative energy for someone else who actually cares. And I say that respectfully. You're quick to judge somebody because of their sexual orientation. You're quick to judge somebody because of their disability, their age, their culture, or their religion, when you don't even know yourself. And then you sit there and wear a mask like you're so real at the end of the day, and you can't even get in tune to go mentally within, to self-reflect, to see yourself, to recognize who you actually are when you look in the mirror. Be mindful what you're projecting on innocent people. You know, judging a book by its cover, neighbor, to kick someone down because you don't have self-control. You see someone getting a job opportunity and you want to discourage them, to manipulate someone who's trying to hire them, to paint them out to be somebody that they truly not, all because you want that position. And nobody wants your position at the end of the day. Someone's in their own lane. Understand your lane. To stay in your lane. To have self-respect for yourself. It's a thought process to me. Ma'am, sir, whoever you are. My content is about comedy, healing, mentally healing, and doing it real in the work. I am not like any other channel, and I say that respectfully. I am not. And be careful when you're copying somebody at the end of the day. The good God sees everything. You can only be yourself, and I say that respectfully. And also, I do courses when it comes to if you need ideas, when it comes to you can't think for yourself, or you're a little overwhelmed and you can't think of content or whatever the case may be. You can reach out to my email. I will be more than gladly to help you, but it's going to come with a price. And I say that respectfully. Some people, I might charge, but some people I won't. But that's who I am. But when God says charge, I'm going to charge. It's a thought process to me. And also, I do return back to senders. So if anybody, let me explain what the return back to senders. I don't do return back to senders for a lot of people for many reasons. If you dealt your fair share, your own karma, and it's too built up, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not taking your money, and I do not want to do business with you. And I say that respectfully because you need to deal with your karma. A lot of people dish out this mindset as there's such this goody two shoes at the end of the day, right? And then they run from their karma, and they did so much bad stuff to innocent people. And now they're trying to run from it, and they want this karma to be removed from them, and they want the energy to be returned back to sender, or whatever the case may be, or they want the negative energy to be removed from their body. Some people I will help, but majority is going to cost you. And when I say no, it's no. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what status of a high ranking pay rate you get. No is no. So don't think you're going to bully me, manipulate me at the end of the day, or try to throw spur work at me in a toxic way, because let me tell you something. That return back to sender is going to put you right on your behind. Do not play with me. I am not one of them. And I say that respectfully. It's not a threat. And one thing I don't play with is spell work. Like that witchcraft, that voodoo, that black magic and all that stuff. I don't play with that type of stuff. But trust and believe, if you're projecting negative energy on me at the end of the day, I'm protected. And my ancestors do not play about me. And the good God does not play about me either. And I say that accordingly. And you'll be so surprised at the end of the day that people encounter so much karma on themselves. Their own ancestors don't even want to deal with them. How your ancestors on my side? Does that make any sense? Hello, make it make sense, asshole. I said what I said. That's how bad you out here bothering innocent people. That's how bad malicious intentions you have towards innocent people. And it's sad. It really is. You out here playing with spell work and then you want to hide your hand and play victim like you ain't do nothing. I see right through you. So be mindful when you're coming to me asking for the return back to sender or asking for certain cleanses at the end of the day. No, absolutely not. And be mindful when you're taking my work and using it as your own, because the good God does not play about me at all. And I say that respectfully. It's not a threat. But I'm just letting you know what the good God let me know to tell you at the end of the day. Whoever's watching me, watch me. And I say that respectfully. So think you're going to get money off my content. Be mindful and wise what you're doing. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to hurt your own feelings. And I do not have to project spell work on you in a toxic way for you to be checkmate. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Also, I help with relationships. I mean who I say and I say what I mean. I'm not your genuine love, respect. Help with relationships, return back to senders, and I also do tarot as well. But I'm more so, how can I explain it? Oh, I am a medium as well too. I actually speak to the other side as well, and if messages need to be related from your loved ones, I'm able to assist with that as well. I'm the real deal at the end of the day. You know, I respect people. God placed me in certain individuals' lives for certain reasons, and you know, I don't question it. Sometimes I be like, dang, I'm being put to the test again. Come on, what the man, what the It be the thought process me because, you know, people don't realize when God places somebody in their life, it's either a blessing or a lesson. And 9 out of 10, it's a lesson. And sometimes before they actually understand the lesson, they miss the blessing. And I say that respectfully. And when you miss the blessing, you overlook yourself and say to yourself is, dang, if only if I was paying attention more. If only if I was not being so hot-headed. If only if I had self-control to respect myself and I was able to respect my neighbor, I would have understood God's plan. That energy is different. Oh, and another thing. God is not for sale. The good God, I don't worship the devil. God is not for sale. Not at all. No dollar in this world will be able to add up to the energy that God will pour into you. And I say that respectfully because God is not for sale. Never was, until today, and moving forward, will not be. And I say that respectfully. What else? It's a thought process. I got so much to say. Okay. Now Your Genuine Love channel is about nothing but growth, showing my neighbor at the end of the day that you can become your best self vision of yourself. Not only that you can become your best self vision of yourself, you can also come out that mindset as to not being your own worst enemy. And showing you that, you know what, regardless to what background or how your upbringing was, you may have had family members that were addicts. You may have had family members that did spell work in the household, and you may not have been aware of yourself, or the enemy allows you to believe it was the norm of the mindset, how your upbringing was for so long. And, you know, that generation curse can be broken. You know, sometimes in life, we don't understand how do we become our best self vision of ourselves. How do we break these generation curses when we don't have the proper tools in front of us? It doesn't matter how old you are, because, you know, People in their 50s, their 40s, their, late 30s or 70s, sometimes they're still trying to get it together to this day. And it's never too late for change. Just like it's never too late to go back to school. And I say that respectfully. Like, it's never too late to learn something new, because we learn something new every single day. And that's the thing about life. And that's the most powerful tool within life itself, is learning something every single day. Knowledge is key. And because knowledge is key, you're willing to choose yourself to understand that you are the key to life, and that you cannot allow yourself to hold yourself back because you had abandonment issues. You dealt with trauma. You dealt with depression. You dealt with anxiety, PTSD, and they allow us to believe that handmade drug was the norm to make yourself dysfunctional, make yourself mentally more sick when it came to a certain age. Now you got to go within, and now you're by yourself, and you ain't got nobody by your side because everybody's living their life. Regardless, at the end of the day, you matter, you're worthy. And I say that respectfully. To understand your cry is to be able to acknowledge your laugh after the storm. And I say that respectfully. And that is so real, because a lot of people don't understand that sometimes within life itself, it's either you put yourself in that situation or life just happens to you. Not understanding why God is not showing up for you, why God is not doing this, why God not doing that, why God is not making a miracle happen in your life. And only to realize you kept overlooking yourself. You wasn't understanding that, hey, if I was patient with myself, if I acknowledged myself, if I poured into myself to acknowledge that, you know what, if I could love everybody else, I could love me too. If I'm showing up for everybody else, I could show up for me too. But that's what happens in life. We lose ourselves to individuals who don't pour into us. Or we pour into people who make us feel like, you know what, we got to show up for them because of the fact that they got controlling issues, or that's all I got, or whatever the case may be. You know how much of a long time I heard, all I got is you, all I got is you, all I got is you. And just to hear that mindset at the end of the day, for someone to say that, and for someone to take my kindness or weakness, to kick me down, to lie on me, to paint me out to be something that I truly wasn't, and all they kept saying was, all you got is me, all you got is me, and only realized all I had was myself this whole entire time. Because at the end of the day, I couldn't knock on that door and ask for food. I couldn't knock on that door to just take a shower. I couldn't knock on that door and say I just needed a genuine hug, because they didn't know how to love themselves. They just wanted to control somebody. And once I knew how to pour into me and love me at the end of the day, I knew how to show up for me. And I understood, you know what? Starting all over was okay. Starting all over and choosing me, and understand at the end of the day that, hey, I didn't put myself in a situation, but I allowed this situation to allow me to see that, you know what? It's a temporary situation for all the right reasons, and I could become my best self version of myself. Because when one door closes, God was showing me why another one was opening. And I wasn't allowing someone to allow me to feel like I was less than of a person, to take my kindness so we can moving forward. When they tried to manipulate my character, when they lied on me to portray me at the end of the day. It's so sad to say that people swear they know you up and down, but they don't even know themselves. How can you judge me at the end of the day? You don't even know yourself. How could you say so much about me and you don't even know yourself? And only to realize that, wow, the mask fell off, and he say, she said at the end of the day, it wasn't adding up. Only to realize who was the problem the whole entire time. All because someone understood to have self-control, self-respect, understand that, you know what? I want to become my best self vision of myself. You see something within me that I'm trying to find within me, to see my light that God has stored within me. That's what happens in life. A person can see so much potential within you, and they look at you, that you think you're better than somebody. And inside, mentally, you depressed. You dealing with anxiety. You barely eating. You don't even know if you coming or going. You don't even know how to show up for yourself. And you just got this mask on because you're so strong. You're so strong. You're so strong. Because you overcame so much obstacles through your journey. They don't understand how you keep showing up for you. When they trying to kick you down, they're throwing spell work at you. They're trying to make you dysfunctional. They're trying to make you seem like you're not worthy of yourself, to actually look in the mirror. And the whole entire time, God put you in that person's life for all the right reasons. To show them that, wow, when time comes change and change comes growth, wow, look at you now. You chose yourself in the most healthiest way. They can't even recognize who you are today. Not even your name. It's a thought process, me. And I mean that in the most healthiest way. Because what happens is, when you start to become your best self vision of yourself, and then people hear a conversation about who you are today, they would be so blown away by the fact that, wow, I went against this person. I kicked them down. I discouraged them. I lied on them. I manipulated their character. I pointed them out to be a bad person. I even did spell work. And only to realize the math wasn't adding up. Because how could you possibly have did that to that person when they just trying to become their best self vision just like you? They didn't kick you down, discourage you during your journey, but you had so much to say. It's the mindset. You see people say, "Oh, because I lived in this neighborhood for so long, all my life. It became the norm to kick my neighbor down, to be dysfunctional, to fight every single day." No, it's not. Just because you come from a background, don't mean you have to be that background. Does not mean that. That's why you gotta be careful when you judge a book by its cover. That same projection that you're putting on an innocent person at the end of the day. Then you're trying to figure out why you can't have good people around you. Because don't nobody want to deal with you. You're so hateful. You're so jealous. You got so much envious in your body. And then you're the same person that hides your hands to play victim, to gaslight innocent people at the end of the day when it come to he say, she say conversations. Dang, you shortchange yourself, neighbor. Only to realize you was the problem with your drama. Misery loves company. Wow, you mad because you can try to antagonize someone at the end of the day. You didn't get the reaction you was looking for. That's the type of stuff that happens every single day. And it's so unhealthy. It really is. It's so unhealthy. And because it's so unhealthy, it became the norm. It became the norm. So now it's like when you're amongst a group of people, right? And it's just sad. You're expecting everybody to be the same. When everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same. A person who understood poverty and pain, they still know how to respect their neighbor. They still know how to respect somebody. It's a thought process to me. I'm gonna wrap this video up soon. But always be yourself without the mind games, the manipulation, the narcissist behavior. Because the good God sees everything. The good God sees when you try to discourage your neighbor. Stop taking people's kindness for weakness. Stop getting into that relationship just to psych someone their thought process, just to get in their drawers or their eyes like their pockets at the end of the day. Trying to run game on somebody only to realize you was the one who was playing the mind games this whole entire time for the wrong to walk away. Only for you to say you had them. That's not love. And the good God sees everything. You saying that you understood someone's pain when it came to when they was pillow talking with you. They told you what they experienced, what they've been through, and only for you to put them through that? They told you their upbringing. Why would you put someone through that mindset? It's the thought process. I never understood that. How could you sit there for hours at a time and put someone through pain that they said that they didn't want to go through? Domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination. That's how real it is. It's the thought process to me. No, for real. It really is a thought process to me. I need a new chair. I need a chair. That was a lie. Don't want me to talk. I guess it is what it is. And I'm going to continue to talk. But I'm saying this to say this. Stop wasting innocent people's time. Stop gaslighting people because you need a place to stay. You need a place to stay. Or you're just trying to use them for financial gain. Or you're trying to energy harvest off of them because they have potential within them. And you're trying to make them feel like they can't see within themselves because of the fact that you want to run to this third-party conversation at the end of the day. And now you got someone mentally destroyed. Now they got to mentally go within to heal themselves. They don't even know which direction to turn. They're actually mentally heal to go within because they still running behind you at the end of the day, the one who's playing games. It's a thought process to me. Like, be real with yourself. If you enter somebody and they enter you, if they want to help you, provide you with a place to stay, they will do such a thing. But don't run game on somebody at the end of the day to psych them out their thought process. Please don't do that. Or their freedom. Because I never understood this. Like, for real, for real. A person will start talking to you. And they will manipulate you. for their own gain. And it's so unhealthy. And then when the innocent person speaks up for themselves, it's as if they're saying something wrong. And that's not okay. Don't say that this person is causing drama in your life when you doing them wrong. Like, it's the one-sided mindset games for me at the end of the day. Like, come on, like, make it make sense. Someone knew how to respect you when they met you. They wanted to bring the best out of you. Regardless to whatever trauma and pain was endured within them from a child point of view going into their adulthood, they still knew how to respect you. It's the mindset for me. It's so unhealthy. And then you're quick to say, I'm real, I'm real, I'm real. Shut up. Because ain't nothing real about you. You can't even get in tune with yourself to know your worth. Because if you were so real at the end of the day, you would mean what you say and say what you mean. Your action would speak louder than words. You would never hurt that person to mislead them, for them to walk away. It's the thought process for me. And that's so as well. I help with healing. I do. Did I talk about that? I help with healing as well. When it comes to abandonment issues, when it comes to healing your body as well. If you have any, I'm gonna be real. If you have any sicknesses within you, I'm your go-to person. And I say that respectfully. If God is guiding me to help somebody, I'm going to help them. And I say that respectfully because not everybody deserves to be helped. They don't. Because not everybody wants the help. And I say that respectfully. And what else? Just be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And don't lose hope within you. You know, because someone discovered you or someone made you feel like you had to question yourself to mentally go within. And you didn't know how to go within, and all you knew how to do was when you went within, it made you feel sick within. It made you feel like, you know what, I don't have an appetite. I can't even see for myself today. And you just want to pick yourself up and better yourself. You know, depression and anxiety, PTSD and sleepless nights, it's real. And more, whatever you're dealing with on your day-to-day, routine or whatever the case may be when it comes to showing up for yourself, it's real. And you're not alone. And, you guys can reach out to my email. I'll be more than glad to respond back to emails. I will not be doing video chats at this time right now. And I say that respectfully. And also, when you reach out to me, and I'm being very respectful. Respect is a two-way street. That's first and foremost. So if you're coming to my platform and to reach out to my email to energy harvest off of me, to manipulate me, I'm letting you know right now, I am not one of them. And whatever you trying to do to project on me, the good God sees you. And let me tell you something right now. I don't play with Spark in a toxic way. But let me tell you, that return back to sender is going to have you flat on your ass. And I say that respectfully. It is. Because one thing, I didn't send for you. You came for me. So you asked for it. It's a thought process to me. So basically, more content will be coming soon. And I just truly hope that everybody enjoys, the genuine ones only. Like I said, my content is not for everybody. It's not. And that's really all I got to say right now. Just don't get discouraged when it comes to self-awareness. And a lot of people don't have the proper self-awareness when it comes to themselves anyway, because they don't know themselves. What I see a lot nowadays is people copying the next person. Be yourself. It's not an innocent person's fault. It's not my fault that you can't think for yourself. And it's so unhealthy to put yourself in competition with somebody to try to outdo them. It's the thought process me. What's wrong with you? I said what I said. What's wrong with people? The mathing just ain't mathing. It really don't. It really is not mathing. Like, be yourself. And it's totally unhealthy to be a hate in disguise. Just because you see somebody gifted and they don't worship the devil and they're truly on the good God's time and they don't got malicious intentions, that does not mean kick your neighbor down. And I say that respectfully. And for saying that as well, being yourself, self-reflect. Look in the mirror. You have your own identity. You cannot be somebody you are not. You can't talk like them. You can't act like them. And you cannot be them because you can't fulfill their shoes that God installed within them. Be yourself. You know, sometimes when you dish up your own fair share, your own karma, of course it's going to be hard for you to think for yourself because you're so depressed. You're so stressed out. You're so dysfunctional, mentally unstable. And you're projecting negative energy on an innocent person. And you can't even see your way out to actually find yourself mentally. And I hope one day, neighbor, that you find yourself, and I say that respectfully, I hope one day you truly find peace within yourself. Because everybody is worthy of choosing their best self version of themselves, especially when they don't have malicious intentions towards innocent people. So if you out here committing crimes, or you out here doing the unhealthy things out here, hurting innocent people, leave innocent people alone. It's so unhealthy. It really is. And you out here playing victim, it's unhealthy. But be yourself. Be original. Don't sit there and watch somebody page for months at a time and say to yourself is, I hate their guts. I wish I was like them. And then you watch them within watching them, only to realize you can't be like them. Because you can't keep up with them. Because it's not you. Always be yourself. And that's another thing that will be taught over here too. Being yourself. If you need to find your own identity. And it's okay to accept the fact that you don't have your own identity. But for you to be able to understand your own identity, you mentally have to heal. You mentally have to find you. You can't be somebody that you're not. You can't. And I say that respectfully. No money in this world, no acting skills in this world would be able to identify that. Not a dollar. Because God did not install that within you. Be yourself. Be original. Ain't nothing like being yourself. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's the thought process. Me, I don't want to be like nobody else but me. I said what I said. It's the thought process for me without wearing a mask. And I say that respectfully. You know, it's not a crime to be yourself. I don't know what you was brought up with when it came to your history, when it came to your upbringing. But being yourself is healthy. It's more unhealthy trying to be somebody that you're not. That's the unhealthy part. Because what happens is you're frustrated, you're mad, you're making yourself sick, and you're driving yourself crazy. Because you're like, dang, every time I turn around, this person is switching up on me. Not only are they switching up on me, they don't even know. Not only do they not know, but this is who they truly are, and I can't be like them. It's one thing, someone being your role model. It's one thing. But you can't be somebody that you're not. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Um, I think my next live that I'll do, I'll be engaging more with it. I'll be engaging more with the chat, with the genuine ones only. So like I said, my content is not for everybody. So all that trolling and whatever case may be, save it for your mama somewhere else, not over here. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Believe in yourself over there, not over here. To think somebody actually cares. Like, for real. To try to think you're going to get a reaction out of me at the end of the day, you're going to fall so short on your ass. It's not even funny. You're going to be like, I should have did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. What else? You know, my content is just uplifting and just letting people know at the end of the day, be yourself. That's all you can be. Just be yourself. You know, everybody's upbringing is totally different. And I totally understand it. And I respect it at the end of the day. But what I'm not going to respect is disrespect. Because if I know how to respect myself, I know how to respect my neighbor. And if I ain't got nothing nice to say at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to stay in my lane. And that's another thing, too. Having self-control. A lot of people don't got self-control. They wear this mask at the end of the day. God knows who you are. I said what I said. God saw you. You know, to stay in your lane. Because self-respect will take you a long way. It will allow you to see at the end of the day that, wow, if you can have self-control for yourself, understand self-respect and respect your neighbor, God will truly show you what a blessing looks like up close in person. Not to hurt his children. It's a thought process for me. We are all not the same. I say that respectfully. You know, don't give up on yourself. I know these days, nowadays, it's we're living in a time where it's the poverty and pain became more unrecognizable to understand. Down to groceries going up, you still got to maintain your bills, and you still got to maintain to have confidence within yourself, to have self-control, to try to endure peace within yourself, to recognize your self-respect for yourself, to understand your true self-awareness, that you are worthy. But don't get discouraged because of a temporary situation. If that job opportunity didn't work out for you, don't get discouraged. Love you. And when you love you and treat you right, trust and believe, God's going to show you the way when you least expect it. And I say that respectfully. You may not understand timing, but God works in mysterious ways. They say, how? How, Naya? How? How? If some just transpired less than 24 hours ago and I was let go. I ain't got nothing else to look forward to. Don't lose yourself because of a temporary situation. Don't lose yourself because of the fact that, wow, someone allows you to feel like now you got to mentally go within to find you. Because sometimes God uses us in certain situations to show us how mentally strong that we are. And how God is putting you in rotation for the next job opportunity that is truly for you. Something that you may have been asking for. Maybe it's time for you to start your own business. Maybe that's probably why God tell you know what? It's time for that door to close anyway. They was being disrespectful to you anyway over there. They ain't like you over there. Whatever the case may be. Maybe it's time to work on you. Maybe it's time to understand self-control within you, so now you know how to deal with your folks when it comes to you doing your operation of business, being your own business owner. It's a thought process to me. Or you're not understanding why that relationship didn't work out. And you show it up every single day. You ask questions, you talk to them. But they didn't see you. They saw somebody else. And only you realize you wasn't the problem. You was just pouring into the wrong cup. And only for God to show you at the end of the day, you know what? I placed you in this person's life for all the right reasons. And guess what? They trying to come back. And guess what? It's no more return back to sender. You're not going back. Because God closed that door for all the right reasons. God saw when that person was lying behind you, lying on your name. God saw what they was doing when they was cheating on you, discouraging you, lying on you, manipulating your character, making you feel like you're less of a person, made you feel like, you know what, you had to pour out tears at the end of the day to make you feel unworthy of yourself, dealing with depression, anxiety, you couldn't even sleep. Making you feel mentally drained, financially drained. You matter, you're worthy. Don't get discouraged because of a temporary situation. And sometimes God puts you in that position sometimes to show you, you know, you are worthy and you do matter, and don't settle for less. It's a thought process to me. Like I said, my content is not for everybody, but I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. You can only be yourself. I am the original owner of all my content, word for word, and I say that respectfully. But never give up on yourself. Never lose you because of a temporary situation. And I say that respectfully. Like, you know, healing trauma and pain is not easy, and it would never be an overnight process. Like, that's like you putting a bottle down or whatever substance abuse problem you have. That's like, okay, well, you said you stop. Okay, you stop. But you mentally got to show up to stop. Yeah, you're not doing it for the moment, but it takes time to actually understand what a recovery addict looks like up close in person. It doesn't take a year to overcome that. It'll take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, because you could relapse at any time. You may be saying that you're mentally okay, but mentally and physically, emotionally, you're mentally unstable. But you're just wearing your mask so well. A projection at the end of the day that you would never show nobody. That you're dealing with trauma and pain. And you just want to escape to get a fix. It's a thought process to me. You matter, you're worthy. You know, and I don't worship the devil. And I say that respectfully. God is not for sale. You know, a lot of people may not agree with my content, but my content is not for everybody. So agreeing or disagreeing with me at the end of the day, I'm for who's for me. So you can sit there and flag my page and get my page flagged or do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. You can never stop what God has in store for me. Never. You could lie to this person, lie to that person, because God saw what you was doing at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. I don't play with spell work, but God saw you. God saw you. And I don't worship the devil. So at the end of the day, you got to sleep at night knowing what you dished out to an innocent person when it wasn't bothering you. You got to understand that, wow, you dished your own karma to yourself when you was projecting negative energy on an innocent person that wasn't trying to hurt nobody, let alone you. And you put yourself in competition with somebody only to realize you was the excuse when it came to your drama and your pain being projected on an innocent person because you was a hate in disguise and you didn't want someone to elevate faster to you when they was in their own lane. And we are all not the same when it comes to elevating and understanding our worth. It's a thought process to me. Be careful when projecting your animosity, your energy, your misery loves company or innocent people, especially when you have children, because you would not want someone to put your child in that box, especially when you understood how it felt when you experienced that moment, when you dished out that energy towards an innocent person. But you did. You got to remember, someone doing that to your child, and you can't defend them all the time. And I say that respectfully. You could pray for your child all day long that nobody will bring harm towards them or whatever the case may be. But you will not be able to be around your child every minute, every second when they go out into that real world. It's a thought process to me. Leave innocent people alone and be mindful when judging a book by its cover. You can only be yourself. I don't care about how many followers I have. Who's for me is going to show up for me. And I say that respectfully. I don't care about who's against me. I care about who's for me, because who's for me is good. That's what the good God is showing me. that I am worthy of genuine people being into my life, and respect will be a two-way street. I don't care about the chaos that's going on outside when it comes to, at the end of the day, that dysfunctional mindset. At the end of the day, someone screaming, "You not worthy, ain't nobody watching, nobody care about you, nobody listening. Ain't nobody gonna respect you." Okay. What's for me is not going to go against me. The energy is different. It's a thought process to me. To the genuine ones only, I will definitely be doing a giveaway. So my next video, I will be in the comments section. I'll be talking to you guys. Please do me a favor. No, all these fake accounts or whatever case may be, please save it for your mama. I don't got time for it. Please do not be talking to me through a fake account. No, for real, for real. Don't nobody got time for that. Grow up. So my next video that I'll be posting, I will be in the comment section and I'll be answering questions and I'll be talking to you guys. And next month, what I'll be doing is I'll be pulling a name out, 2 names rather, and I'll be doing a giveaway. And I'm giving back. I would like to give back. That's who I am. I'm not a dream of love respect. Like I'm for my community. You know what I'm saying? Regardless to what community is, at the end of the day, I'm for my community. I'm not against my neighbor, and I say that respectfully. And like I said, my content is not for everybody. So do me a favor, to the genuine ones only. Thank you for your time, and I say that respectfully, but we don't got time for the mind games. We don't. Especially when we're trying to mature. The energy is different. We don't gotta project our trauma and our pain on innocent people. When you know someone is truly for you, you know not to go against them. When you got common sense, because not everybody got common sense. And I say that respectfully. I ain't trying to kick nobody down, but I gotta go. It's the thought process for me. I need a nap. Oh. Live your life to the fullest. And when you live your life to the fullest, never allow a temporary situation to discourage you, or never allow someone to allow you to feel like they're going to shadow ban you or discourage you or manipulate you, stop you from becoming your best self vision of yourself. And I say that respectfully. Be careful how you treat people. Stop taking people kindness for weakness. Just because someone has confidence within themselves, someone knows how to respect you, even when you try to discourage them. And that one time that they kick you down, they still knew how to respect you. It's a thought process to me. You know, we're all not the same. But I need a nap. To the genuine ones only, I truly appreciate your time. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. Protect your energy, because not everybody's ever your time of your day. You know, it's unhealthy to be a hate in disguise. It really is. And I don't worship the devil. All money ain't good money. And the good God sees everything. God is not for sale. Never allow a hate in disguise or a person with intentions psych you out your thought process, your freeing your pockets, or your eyesight, because they ain't got good intentions. You matter and you are worthy. It's a thought process to me. I need a nap. I treat your time to the genuine ones only. Have a good day. Have a safe week. Have a safe month. Have a safe year. Have a safe weekend. Protect your energy. You matter. You do. They gave up on you. God hasn't overlooked you. They tried to discourage you. God didn't abandon you. They allowed you to feel like you wasn't capable or able to show up for you. But God was showing you patience. They mistreated you. They took your kindness for weakness, made you feel like you wasn't worthy yourself to be mentally stable. But God has not overlooked you or gave up on you. The good God. And I say that respectfully. Like I said, my content is not for everybody, but that's okay. It's a thought process to me. Protect your energy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. I gotta go. I need a nap. Have a good day. See you later. It's a thought process to me. So the next video, I'll see the genuine ones later. Gotta go. Oh, matter of fact, I will leave it at on my post on the community, on my community tab, I will say what time I'm going to go live, and I'll see you guys then. Later.